Good morning and welcome to another video. I think this is possibly the earliest I've ever filmed a video. It's so early, I'm not even drinking coffee. I've got my first cup of tea on the go. Because we've got the builders in, been very noisy, and I thought we've got some decent light for the first time this morning. We've got some blue sky, hurrah, after a very dull grey week, and the builders are going to be a little bit late. They're normally here by 8ish. They're going to be a little bit later this morning, so it's 7:30. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to film. This is a good place, but it's right at the front of the house, to film a makeup video because the light is good. In my bedroom it's not brilliant because I sit too close to the window. Anyway, I've ordered a folding desk that I can put basically anywhere to sit at, and hopefully that will alleviate the problem because the builders are here for about another 3 or 4 months, I think, so we shall see. Anyway, without further ado, I mentioned in a video the other day whether you would be interested in seeing a Boots 17 makeup video. I have many fond memories of Boots 17 from growing up as a teenager, wandering around the makeup counters in Boots and choosing bits and pieces, and 17 was discontinued a few years ago and they've just bought it back, so I have placed a little order. The size of the box is actually way bigger than the items I've bought. Came with a free gift. If you spend £20 on makeup, you've got a free gift, which I'll show you what was in that at the end if you're interested, but I haven't even really looked at it yet. I ordered 5 items from the Boots 17 collection, and I thought I'd just do a little chatty, get ready with me, try them out, tell you what I think of them, sort of first impressions. I've got a foundation, I've got need my glasses, a Colour Glow Cream Blush, I've got a High Shine Lipstick, which reminds me very much of the Colourpop Lippy Sticks, the packaging. I have got a Brow Define Duo and a mascara. That's a big chunky old mascara tube, isn't it? Feels chunky compared with my normal Lash Princess. It doesn't come off as so chunky on camera. It's just quite a wide diameter. It feels quite big. Anyway, let's start off with some primer. I am currently using this Peach Sea primer from Skin Food, I think it is the brand. Peach Glow Makeup Base. It smells very nice and it's quite moisturising as well, which is nice. I'm just going to rub that all over. I've already done my skincare this morning. Yeah, it's really nice to see this. It's a nice place to sit and film a video actually, because I've got a lovely view from here, and it's really nice to see some lighter skies. It's been a very wet, grey, cloudy week. Right, that's that. My next step is always my under eyes. I get very dark in here, just in the, so I've got quite deep set eyes, and I find that I get quite a lot of darkness in there, more so than underneath actually. Shall I bring you in just a little bit? Haven't got my mirror either, so just let me rearrange so I can put my mirror where I need it. That's it. I'll probably be looking over to one side a little bit, but that should work okay, I would think. And then I use a little mini sponge just to sort of blend that out a little bit, and my finger as well. I can't believe it's already the 4th of March. Absolute madness. It's sort of March arrived, and I can't believe it felt like yesterday it was the beginning of March and now it's the 4th. It's going to be another one of those months that absolutely rushes by, I reckon. Right, let's try this foundation. It's looking very pale. I fear I may have chosen a shade too pale. I chose 001Y. Long-lasting liquid foundation with medium coverage for a natural, healthy looking base. And it's called Second Skin Enhancing Foundation. So I usually do foundation with a brush. Absolutely love this brush. It's from XX Revolution. I've got 2 of them. Really super dense, great for foundation coverage. And I just pop some onto the back of my hand like that. Yeah, it does look a little bit pale, and then dot it onto my face. And I'm kind of hoping Oh, it's not too bad actually. I reckon I can make that work. It's not too pale. It's always so difficult choosing foundation shades online, isn't it? I went in store to see if, I'm just going to get the brush and start blending it in. I went in store and they didn't have the 17 range in my local store as yet. I suppose they might get it at some point. Oh yes, there's not much coverage in that, is there? Colour's quite good. Colour match isn't bad. But I'm feeling I'm used to more of a full coverage foundation, which I do like, I have to say. That's alright. The outside of my face I'm quite liking, but it hasn't really covered the redness up in the middle here so much. It's alright, I will go in with a little bit more and see if I can. It definitely hasn't covered the marks on my nose too well. Or but I like the colour match. The colour match is pretty good. Might need something a little darker in the summer, but I'm just putting a bit more onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going to try and build up the coverage around my nose and sort of my cheek areas where I've got some redness. Let's just see if that will improve the situation a little bit. Not sure if that's building up or not. I feel like I can still see. Yeah, it is a little bit actually. Yeah, I'm just going to switch to Beauty Blender. It's dirty on that side, but it's clean on that side. I'm going to use the clean side and just see if that helps to build up. Because sometimes with there's quite a liquid foundation this, and sometimes they perform better with a different application method. I'm not sure that one is doing it. Feels like I often find with a Beauty Blender it feels like it's actually taking off the makeup rather than putting it on. I don't like to use them damp because I think that unless it's a very full coverage foundation, I feel like if I use them damp it makes the foundation even less coveragey, which I don't particularly like. Right, overall, quite happy with that. I should have said all the items were £5 or under. I think the foundation was £5. The most expensive items in the whole range are £5, and it goes down to about £3, I think. So these 5 items cost me something in the region of £22, I think it was. Right, I'm quite happy with that. It looks alright. It's quite a nice sort of, I would say, fairly matte coverage, I think. It has built up quite well on my cheeks and nose and on my chin to cover up that redness. Right, time for some powder. I used my Laura Mercier Candle Glow. I'll link all the products in the description box below, all the Boots 17 ones and everything else I use, if I can find them. Yeah, Laura Mercier Candle Glow all over my face, and then this one I used to set my under eyes, which is it's the same as the primer that I use, the Skin Food Peach Powder. I use the Skin Food Peach Powder with this little tiny sponge. Just dip that into it, tap it off, and then set all underneath my eyes like so. I find that just stops my mascara transferring onto my under eyes, which can only be a good thing, can't it? Right, now for this lovely new find, this Laura Mercier Candle Glow, which I use with a big fluffy brush. I mentioned this in my favourites last month, and it is still very much a favourite, despite the hefty price tag. Very much enjoying it. I don't suppose you can see it at this distance on camera, but it's just a really nice, it does something to my skin. I notice it particularly when I edit videos back with it on. It just gives a sort of glowy, luminescent look to my skin. Right, I'm going to do my eyebrows before I do anything else. Actually, no, I'm going to go for bronzer. Chanel bronzer, the cream one, which I very much like. Seems to be lasting forever, this one. I use a Refi brush, cream bronzer brush, which is very undense, What's the word for undense? Somebody tell me in the comments. Just swirl that around in the product. I go all the way up my forehead and down the sides, under my cheekbones, and then also under my jawline. And bronzer, of course, is a good way of putting a bit of colour into a foundation or your face if your foundation is a little bit pale, which this one possibly is. Right, bronzer done. Do you like my new shirt? It's a button-up shirt from Yours Clothing, and it's got lilac in it, which, as you know, is one of my current favourite colours. Very much enjoying a bit of lilac. Right, let's move on to another Boots 17 product, and I'm going to do this. It's the Brow Define Duo, and I think it came in various shades. I've got 010 here. And it's basically 2 powders. I'm feeling like the... Oh, they're patchy. They've got a... Oh, that's a cream. Hang on. One's a powder and one's a cream. So this one here is a powder. That one's a cream. Those are the shades. That's the powder. That's the cream. So one's quite cool toned, which is the one that I thought would be good for me. This one, the powder. And the other one is, I would say, fairly warm toned. Weird that one's a cream and one's a powder though, and that they're so different in terms of shade range. Now I do have my brows microbladed, but they're just getting to the stage now that they need a little something. Can't remember what brush I used to do my brows. It's so long since I've done them. Let's go with that little flat brush, and I'm going to try the powder side first and see how that. They don't need an awful lot, but there's just a couple of little places where they need filling out just a little bit. Oh yes, I like that. That's a pretty good match for my, you hear the seagulls at the side. That's a pretty good match for my brow colour, and just defines them a little bit more. I assume you're supposed to then set it with the cream one, but I tend to, I don't feel like I want to go into that one. It looks very warm toned to me in the swatch, so I'm just going to leave it there with the powder, but that's definitely made a difference. It's definitely a good colour match for me, that one. I like that. Right, blusher. I bought this from 17. I'd help if I put it into shot, wouldn't it? That's what that one looks like. That's looking very, very pale from the outside. Colour Glow Cream Blush in the shade 010 Soft Pink. And it's apparently a super smooth blush cream for a naturally flushed and fresh look. Okay. That's what it looks like. I can hear Ashley's phone ringing. I hope it's near him. It must be, it's stopped. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's just... Oh, that is a very soft pink. Nice though. It's quite wet, which obviously it is a cream blush, but I'm wondering if that is going to set properly. Just from initial application, it does feel very wet to the touch. Hoping it's not lifting all the foundation off underneath it. It's a pretty colour. I like the colour. Yeah, I feel that's a really nice colour. I like it. You probably see it more if I sit back a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely feeling quite wet. We'll leave that and see if it sets. Next we are going to do some eye primer. I am very messed up here with where everything is. That's the free gift. Let's pop that over there. Let's pop the things that we've used over here. It's what you get for rushing, you see. I was desperate to get this done before obviously the builders arrived, and just leaving that over a little. This is my Beauty Pie It's actually an eyeshadow stick, but I use it as an eye primer because it's good at just evening out the colour on my eyelids. I just put a couple of strokes on and then sort of blend that in with a finger just to get a good base for eyeshadow. So yeah, I'm pleased with my top. It's popper fastening as well, which is nice. Oh, my battery light's just started flashing. Hope I've got a charged battery. Okay, battery changed, new battery, and I can confirm that the blusher has dried down. I probably should have it's so difficult to choose shades online. Had I been in store, I'd have chosen a darker shade of that, particularly for a video where you're showing the makeup, because it shows up fine in my mirror, but not brilliantly on the camera. But I do quite like it. I'm wondering if it's taken off because it's so wet, I feel like it may have taken off the foundation underneath. I feel like it was a very liquidy formula that probably might not be the best, but as a shade it's nice. But I feel like I probably would have gone a shade darker had I been choosing in store. Right, I'm going to do some eyeshadow. I'm using this, but the Boots 17 range did have some eyeshadow palettes. I'll do my eyeshadow while I talk to you. I'm using this Profusion Festival palette, and despite the bright colours, I'm going to go for something neutral, I think. I'm starting with this one here, this brown in my crease, and then I'm going to pop some of that yellow at the top there onto my eyelid. Yeah, they did have several eyeshadow palettes, and weirdly, there were none that appealed to me. The couple was very similar to things I had already. Not that that normally stops me, but yeah, I just, none of them spoke to me. Some look very glittery, which I'm not really into. And yeah, there was just nothing that spoke to me, so I decided not to bother with the eyeshadow palettes. I mean, obviously, Boots 17 is aimed at a younger demographic, and I am no longer someone who really can put or wants to put glitter on her eyes. I have got those saggy baggy eyelids that we all have as we get older, and yeah, the glitter just isn't for me really. So I felt like yeah, that was one part of the makeup range that really wouldn't have done me any favours. But as I say, it's a nostalgia thing for me really, Boots 17, because it is aimed at a much younger demographic. This yellow colour is far less yellow and much more champagne-y, and really brightens up my inner eyelid, which I very much like. Makes you look wide awake, which can only be a good thing, can't it? Right, then I'm going to move on to this sort of slightly darker goldy colour up here in the corner for the rest of my eyelid. I'm going to blend the line where those two meet with my little finger. And then I might just use, I was debating whether to do a bit of purple because of what I'm wearing today. But I think I'm going to stick with the neutrals and go with this sort of mid-brown tone for the outer part of my eye. This is very good value for money, this palette. I think I paid about £10 for it. And it's not, Profusion are quite an interesting brand. They have lots of interesting things for very little money, but they don't seem to sell the whole range over here. One of the YouTubers I watch, Miss Gold Girl Marnie, is quite a big fan of Profusion, and she seems to be able to get palettes that I never see over here. So I guess not the whole range manages or gets as far as over here. I'm just going to darken that up a little bit with the next brown down in the very outer bit of my eye, and then I'm going to take a cleanish blending brush and just blend that across the top there. Then this little hard, dense, rounded brush, And I'm going to go back into that same brown that I used in the outer corner and just go approximately 2/3 of the way under my lower lash line with that. A lot of people say as you get older you shouldn't put anything underneath the eye or even mascara on the lower eyelids, as you want to lift everything and not try and bring it down. But I just find it gives my eyes a little bit more definition, which I like as I age, putting a little bit of something, not too dark, but underneath the eye. I'm going in with an angled brush and the black in the bottom corner and just going under my top lash line, which again is purely for definition. I can't do eyeliner, and I've got hooded lids as well, so I haven't got a lot of space to do eyeliner, and this just is quite a good substitute for it. Right, time to try out they had several mascaras in the range. I chose this one, which I think is, yeah, lengthening. I like a lengthening mascara. I'm quite lucky with my eyelashes. They hold a curl, they have a curl in them and they hold a curl. So I don't need anything curling. Generally I like something that's volumizing and lengthening, but I went with this one, which is Extreme Extension Lengthening Mascara, on the basis that I liked the look of the brush. The brush is one of those stubby sort of plastic brushes. I'm going to do this off camera and come back to you because I need the mirror up close to me. I really like that. It's rare for me to find a mascara that I enjoy using the first time, but I very much like that. I've got 2 coats on my upper eyelashes, and I think that looks pretty good. It was really nice and easy to use. Really like the brush. Yeah, all good. Yeah, very happy with that. Right, let's move on to the final 17 product, which is the what is it called? Where are my glasses? The number 7 High Shine Lip Crayon. I like a lip crayon. Shine bright and bold with this Super Luster lipstick pen. Lipstick formula with castor oil for a soft, smooth finish. Right, the shade I got was Apricot Nude. That's what it looks like. Okay. I would, very fruity. Yeah, very sort of fruity taste. I wouldn't say that's a high shine finish personally. Let me grab the mirror and make it a bit good. And it's already settled into my lip creases, which isn't great. It feels very comfortable on. It feels moisturising, not too heavy. But yeah, if I bring you in, you will see that has already settled into the creases in my lips. Definitely wouldn't say that it's high shine. Quite pleased with how my eyes look a little close up. Right, that's a full face. I feel like, let me just reassess. I mean, obviously I've got to see what it wears, but first impressions, I like the foundation. I thought it was a pretty good colour match. I thought it went on nicely. Not quite, I think it would definitely be a summer product for me when I want a bit less coverage, you know. The eyebrow duo, I definitely like it. It's a good colour match. It definitely touched up my brows nicely. The powder, I feel like the other side of it, the cream, was a little bit warm toned, but I would try it and see. Let's see if this stays in my brows for the day. Again, that's going to be a wear thing. The blusher I didn't love. I didn't love the blusher. I felt like it was too wet going on, and I definitely feel as though it has taken off some of that foundation and powder underneath it. Sorry if I'm blinking a lot. I feel like I've got something in this eye. Yeah, the blusher I probably would give a miss. I probably chose the wrong colour as well, but I didn't feel like that was brilliant for me. The mascara Loved this, big hit, very keen on that. I reckon that would be, because of the stubby brush as well, I found it really easy to put on. I find it doesn't smudge up on your upper eye so much with the really short plastic brushes, but somehow it just goes on really nicely. So yeah, very much liked that. The lipstick again, don't feel like it's high shine. I like the colour, I think it's a nice colour. I can even see it from here how much it's soaked into my lip creases already. So yeah, probably again that would be a bit of a miss for me, although it feels very nice on. If you haven't got really pronounced creases in your lips, this would be a very comfortable wear. I think as I say, it feels nice, but yeah, I'm not thrilled with the way it's gone into my lip creases literally as I put it on. So I just said I'd quickly, I will link everything I used below, including brushes and stuff where I can. Oh, I'll also put a picture of the finished look. I'm just going to show you this free gift. I don't know if the free gift thing is still going, but just very quickly show you what I got in this. A Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. That's one that I've tried before, I quite like, I think. Oh, that's quite nice. Number 7 Serum Booster Serum Accelerator with a terrifying looking applicator on the top there. Couple of sachets, L'Oreal Revitalift products. Another mascara. This is a Rimmel Extra 3D Lash Mascara. An eyeliner, which won't be going anywhere near my eyes. A L'Oreal Matte eyeliner. And a sleek lip shot in a very nice bright orange. That would be perfect for summer colour, if that is a colour that you like. Matches my look, almost identically, it matches my sofa throw. So that was what was in the free gift. That's it. I'll pop a picture of, take that off now. My hair's fluffy, went out in the rain last night, so got a bit of fluff going on. But I will pop a picture of the finished look in here as well. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that. Everything linked below. I'll link this shirt below as well. Now, do you want to see the shirt before I go? I'm rather pleased with it. It's got it's quite a nice length. It's quite a long line. I love the lilac, and it's got the sort of tab and button detail on the sleeve there, so you can wear it 3/4 sleeves, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.